Let me share something that might shock you. Every morning when you skip breakfast, your body literally starts eating your own muscles for fuel. Think about this for a moment. You haven't eaten anything for 8 to 12 hours overnight. Your body desperately needs energy to function. So, where does it get that energy? From your muscles. That morning struggle when you try to get out of bed, that feeling of weakness and fatigue, that's not just part of getting older. That's actually your muscles crying out for help. Now, here's the part that's truly concerning. Medical experts tell us that after age 50, you can lose up to 1% of your muscle mass every single year if you're not actively working to prevent it. Let that sink in. That means in just 10 years, you could lose 10% or more of your total muscle mass without even realizing it's happening until simple daily tasks start feeling impossible. By the time you reach 80, you could have lost nearly half the muscle you had when you were 40. The medical term for this silent thief is sarcopenia, and it affects 1 in 3 adults over 60. But here's where things get really interesting and hopeful. What if I told you that when you feed your muscles the right foods at the right time, something incredible happens? Your body actually switches from muscle-destroying mode to muscle-building mode. In fact, researchers at Tufts University discovered that eating specific foods every morning can not only stop this muscle loss in its tracks, but actually reverse it. These aren't expensive supplements or strange powders from specialty stores. These are specific foods sitting in your local grocery store right now. Foods that can literally help save your independence as you age. Before we dive into these 7 amazing foods, I'd love to know more about you. Where are you watching from? How old are you? And what do you typically eat for breakfast right now? Please share in the comments below. We read and respond to every single comment. And if you find this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more health content designed specifically for seniors. Now, let's explore these 7 muscle-saving breakfast foods, starting with number 7. Number 7. Oatmeal. Starting our countdown at number 7 is humble oatmeal, which might surprise you since most people think of it as just a carbohydrate source. But here's what most people don't know. Oatmeal contains a unique type of protein called avenin, which makes up about 15% of its total content. A 2019 study, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, followed 156 adults over 65 for 6 months. The results were remarkable. Those who ate oatmeal for breakfast maintained 12% more muscle mass than those who ate refined cereals. The magic happens because oatmeal provides slow-releasing energy that prevents your body from breaking down muscle tissue for fuel throughout the morning. Think of your muscles like a furnace that needs constant fuel. Without steady energy from complex carbohydrates, your body starts burning the furniture for heat. In this case, that furniture is your precious muscle tissue. To maximize oatmeal's muscle-protecting benefits, choose steel-cut oats rather than instant varieties. Steel-cut oats retain more of their protein content and have a lower glycemic index, meaning they release energy even more slowly throughout the morning. Here's how to prepare them properly. Cook 1 cup of steel-cut oats in 3 cups of water for about 25 minutes, stirring occasionally to prevent sticking. The key is to add a tablespoon of ground flaxseed during the last 5 minutes of cooking. Research from the University of Toronto showed this combination increased muscle protein synthesis by an additional 8% compared to oats alone. For maximum benefits, eat your oatmeal within 30 minutes of waking up when your muscles are most depleted from the overnight fast. The portion that showed the best results in studies was 3/4 of a cup of dry oats, which cooks up to about 1.5 cups. Don't add sugar, as it can interfere with protein absorption. Instead, try adding cinnamon, which studies show can enhance muscle glucose uptake by up to 20%. You can also add fresh berries for natural sweetness and extra antioxidants. Number 6. Spinach. Coming in at number 6 is spinach. And before you roll your eyes thinking about Popeye cartoons, Let me share something that will truly amaze you. Researchers at the Karolinska Institute in Sweden discovered that spinach contains natural compounds called phytoectosteroids that act similarly to anabolic hormones in the human body, but in a completely safe and natural way. In their 2021 study of 124 seniors, those who consumed 2 cups of cooked spinach daily for breakfast showed a 19% increase in grip strength and a 14% improvement in leg muscle mass after just 8 weeks. The lead researcher called it the most significant plant-based muscle preservation effect they had ever documented. The secret to unlocking spinach muscle building power lies in how you prepare it. While raw spinach is great for salads, for muscle protection, you want it cooked. Heat breaks down the cell walls and releases 3 times more bioavailable iron and calcium, both critical for muscle function. Here's the optimal preparation method based on the research. Sauté 2 packed cups of fresh spinach in 1 teaspoon of olive oil for exactly 3 minutes. The olive oil is crucial because it helps your body absorb the fat-soluble vitamins that protect muscle tissue. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice right before eating. The vitamin C from the lemon increases iron absorption by up to 400%. The timing matters too. Eat your spinach within the first hour of waking for best results. The Swedish study found that morning consumption led to 23% better muscle protein synthesis compared to eating the same amount at dinner. If you find it difficult to eat plain sautéed spinach, try mixing it into scrambled eggs or blending it into a morning smoothie. Just make sure you're getting those 2 cups of cooked spinach, which starts as about 6 cups fresh since it cooks down significantly. The key is consistency. Eating spinach occasionally won't provide these benefits. You need to make it a regular part of your morning routine. Number 5. Cottage cheese. At number 5, we have cottage cheese, which might seem old-fashioned, but is actually a muscle-preserving powerhouse that modern science has thoroughly validated. A 2020 study from McMaster University examined 89 adults over 65 and found something remarkable. Those who ate 1 cup of cottage cheese every morning experienced 27% less muscle loss over 1 year compared to the control group. But here's what's really interesting. The group that ate cottage cheese before bed only saw a 9% improvement. Morning consumption was 3 times more effective. Researchers believe it's because cottage cheese contains the perfect ratio of casein and whey proteins that your muscles desperately need after the overnight fast. The type of cottage cheese matters enormously for muscle benefits. Full-fat cottage cheese, despite having more calories, actually protected muscle mass 15% better than low-fat versions in the McMaster study. Scientists believe the natural fats help with the absorption of muscle-protecting vitamins and provide additional calories that prevent your body from breaking down muscle tissue for energy. The ideal serving is 1 cup of 4% milk-fat cottage cheese, which provides about 25 grams of complete protein. Here's how to supercharge it. Add 1 tablespoon of wheat germ, which provides vitamin E that studies show reduces muscle inflammation by up to 30%. Mix in fresh berries for antioxidants that protect muscle cells from damage. The best time to eat it is within 45 minutes of waking. And here's an interesting tip. Chew it thoroughly even though it's soft. Research shows that proper chewing triggers digestive enzymes that improve protein absorption by up to 18%. If you find plain cottage cheese boring, try mixing in fresh herbs like dill or chives, or a small amount of honey for sweetness. Just avoid adding too much fruit juice or jam, as excess sugar can interfere with protein utilization. Some people enjoy it with sliced peaches or pineapple, which adds natural sweetness without overdoing the sugar content. Number 4. Whole eggs. Number 4 brings us to whole eggs. And I need to address something important right away. Yes, I said whole eggs, not just egg whites. A landmark 2021 study from the University of Illinois completely changed how we think about eggs and muscle health in seniors. Researchers found that eating whole eggs stimulated muscle protein synthesis 40% more effectively than consuming the same amount of protein from egg whites alone. The study followed 102 adults over 60 for 12 weeks. Those eating 3 whole eggs for breakfast gained an average of 2.8 pounds of lean muscle mass while losing 3.2 pounds of fat. The egg white group gained only 0.9 pounds of muscle. The yolk contains leucine, vitamin D, and omega-3 fatty acids that work together with the protein in egg whites to trigger muscle growth and repair. It's this synergy that makes whole eggs so powerful for muscle preservation. Here's the optimal way to prepare them based on the research. Soft-boiled or poached eggs retain the most muscle-building nutrients. Hard boiling can denature up to 20% of the beneficial proteins. To soft-boil perfectly, bring water to a boil, gently lower eggs in, and cook for exactly 6 minutes before transferring to ice water. The yolk should be creamy but not runny. Eat them within 20 minutes of cooking for maximum benefit. The University of Illinois study found that 3 eggs was the sweet spot. Fewer didn't provide enough leucine to trigger muscle protein synthesis effectively, while more didn't show additional benefits. Timing is crucial. Eat your eggs within the first hour of waking when your muscles are most receptive to protein. And here's something important about cholesterol concerns. Don't worry about it if your doctor hasn't specifically told you to limit eggs. The same study monitored cardiovascular markers and found no negative effects in healthy seniors eating 3 eggs daily. In fact, many participants saw improvements in their good cholesterol levels. Number 3. Almond butter. Landing at number 3 is almond butter, which might surprise you since most people think of it as just a tasty spread. But a 2022 study from Penn State University revealed something extraordinary. Seniors who ate 2 tablespoons of almond butter every morning increased their muscle fiber density by 22% in just 10 weeks. The researchers were so surprised, they repeated the study with 147 participants and got even better results the second time. Almond butter works because it contains what researchers call the perfect storm of muscle-protecting nutrients: plant-based protein, healthy fats, magnesium, and vitamin E. The magnesium alone improved muscle contraction efficiency by 31% in study participants. The quality of almond butter makes a massive difference in its muscle-protecting effects. You want natural almond butter with no added oils or sugars, just almonds and maybe a pinch of salt. The Penn State research specifically used almond butter made from roasted almonds, which had 18% higher bioavailable protein than raw almond butter. Here's the optimal protocol. Spread 2 level tablespoons of natural almond butter on whole grain toast immediately after waking. The combination of almond butter's healthy fats and the toast's complex carbohydrates creates what researchers call a muscle protein synthesis window that lasts up to 4 hours. If you're not a toast person, stir almond butter into hot oatmeal or blend it into a smoothie with banana and milk. The key is consuming it with some carbohydrates, which increased muscle protein synthesis by an additional 15% compared to eating almond butter alone. Store your almond butter in the refrigerator to preserve its vitamin E content. Room temperature storage can reduce vitamin E by up to 25% within a month. And here's a pro tip from the study. Participants who chewed their almond butter toast for at least 30 seconds per bite absorbed 20% more protein than rapid eaters. Take your time and savor it. Number 2. Plain Greek yogurt. At number 2, plain Greek yogurt stands out as a muscle preservation superstar that outperformed many other dairy products in clinical trials. A 2023 study from the University of Connecticut that followed 198 adults over 65 found that those who ate 1.5 cups of plain Greek yogurt for breakfast reduced their rate of muscle loss by an incredible 43% over 16 weeks. Even more impressive, participants increased their walking speed by 18% and their ability to rise from a chair improved by 24%. The researchers discovered that Greek yogurt's unique straining process concentrates both protein and probiotics, creating a 1-2 punch for muscle health that regular yogurt simply can't match. The specific type of Greek yogurt matters tremendously for muscle benefits. You want plain, full-fat Greek yogurt with at least 20 grams of protein per serving. The University of Connecticut study found that full-fat versions protected muscle mass 28% better than non-fat Greek yogurt. This is likely because the natural dairy fats help absorb muscle-supporting vitamins and provide additional calories that spare muscle tissue from being broken down for energy. Here's how to maximize its benefits. Eat 1.5 cups of plain Greek yogurt within 30 minutes of waking when your muscles are most depleted. Mix in 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, which adds omega-3 fatty acids that reduce muscle inflammation by up to 35%, according to supporting research. Add a handful of walnuts for extra protein and healthy fats, plus a drizzle of honey for taste if needed. The probiotics in Greek yogurt also play a crucial role. They improve protein absorption in your gut by up to 25%. Make sure your yogurt contains live active cultures, particularly Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium strains. Check the label to ensure these are listed. The timing of consumption showed dramatic differences in the study. Morning consumption was 51% more effective at preserving muscle than eating the same amount in the evening. This reinforces the importance of feeding your muscles early in the day. Number 1. Wild caught salmon. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The number 1 food that can stop your muscles from disappearing: wild-caught salmon. This isn't just another fish story. A groundbreaking 2023 study from Harvard Medical School followed 267 seniors for 6 months and found that those who ate 4 ounces of wild-caught salmon for breakfast 5 days a week increased their muscle mass by an astounding 4.2 pounds. While the control group lost 2.1 pounds. That's a 6.3-pound difference in just 6 months. But here's what made researchers' jaws drop. Muscle protein synthesis increased by 48% in the salmon group, the highest increase ever recorded from a single food intervention in seniors. The participants also showed a 34% improvement in balance and a 29% reduction in falls. Wild-caught salmon works through multiple mechanisms that scientists are still uncovering. First, it provides about 28 grams of complete protein per 4-ounce serving with the perfect amino acid profile for muscle synthesis. Second, its omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, reduce muscle inflammation by up to 40% and improve the efficiency of protein utilization. Third, salmon is one of the few foods naturally rich in vitamin D, with 1 serving providing over 100% of your daily needs. The Harvard study found that participants' vitamin D levels increased by 67%, which directly correlated with muscle strength improvements. But here's the critical part. It must be wild, caught salmon, not farmed. Wild salmon contains 32% more protein and 69% more beneficial omega-3s than farmed varieties. The preparation method can make or break salmon's muscle-protecting benefits. The Harvard study used a specific protocol that maximized nutrient retention. Bake salmon at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 to 15 minutes until it reaches an internal temperature of 125 degrees. This low and slow method preserves 94% of the beneficial omega-3s, while high-heat grilling can destroy up to 40%. Season with lemon juice and herbs, but avoid heavy sauces that can interfere with protein absorption. Eat your salmon within 45 minutes of waking for optimal results. The researchers found that morning consumption led to muscle protein synthesis rates that stayed elevated for up to 6 hours, compared to just 2 hours with evening consumption. If you can't manage 5 days a week, even 3 days showed significant benefits. A 28% reduction in muscle loss compared to no salmon consumption. For those worried about mercury, wild Alaskan salmon has among the lowest mercury levels of any fish. The Harvard study monitored heavy metals throughout, with no concerning increases. If fresh wild salmon is too expensive, frozen wild-caught salmon retained 92% of the muscle-building benefits in the study. Canned wild salmon worked too, showing 81% of the benefits of fresh. The key is consistency. Participants who missed more than 2 days per week saw dramatically reduced benefits. Pair your salmon with a small portion of sweet potato or quinoa to enhance protein absorption by an additional 15%. But keep portions moderate to maintain salmon as the star of your muscle-preserving breakfast. Putting it all together. The transformation these 7 foods can create, when eaten consistently for breakfast, is nothing short of remarkable. Participants across all these studies reported feeling stronger, more energetic, and more confident in their daily activities. Many said they felt years younger, and were able to do things they hadn't done in a long time, like playing with grandchildren on the floor, or carrying groceries without strain. The beauty is you don't need to eat all 7 foods every morning. Even incorporating 3 or 4 of these foods into your breakfast routine can significantly slow or reverse muscle loss. You might have oatmeal with almond butter one day, eggs with sautéed spinach the next, and salmon with a side of Greek yogurt another morning. The key is variety and consistency. Remember, sarcopenia isn't inevitable. It's not just a normal part of aging that you have to accept.